Hello and welcome to Dave's Delightful Dishes. As always, I'm Dave and it's such a delight to have you here visiting me today in my kitchen. And today, I've got a surprise. I got a box in the mail today and it came with a card that said, Dave, hoping your day is great, wishing you a very happy birthday, and for your birthday, I am challenging you to cook meals with tofu. Love, my sister. And she included this Noya Tofu Press. Now, I've never used a tofu press before, but I have cooked with tofu, so challenge accepted. Let's talk about this press first, and then you're going to be seeing going forward me responding to the challenges with a couple of meals. But for starters, since it came today, I'm going to use this tofu press to make some tofu caprese, because I've always wanted to have caprese salad, but I can't eat mozzarella cheese. So this is going to give me that opportunity, hopefully. So we're going to open up this box. And the unit itself is pretty self-contained. Well, it also has a lid so you can marinate stuff in it afterwards. So there's an adjuster so you can say how far you want this thing to be in and out, which is pretty cool. And then it must be spring loaded, so I've been told. And then you crank it down and that tightens it up to squeeze more fluid out. So the first thing I got to do, and here's your removable mold, so the moisture will come out underneath. And supposedly there's a lip on the side so you can pour the stuff out too, just from reading the front of the box. So I have some tofu, which I'm going to try not to spill all over the place because, of course, it's moist. I'm going to slide this in. Get that out of the way. We'll drop this down on top. And they say to turn it clockwise until it clicks. It'll make a clicking noise or bottom out. Well, that's as far down as that goes. So now it says to leave it for 10 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to give it the full 30 and see what we get. Okay, 30 minutes have passed. And it looks like a bunch of liquid's out and it's looking a lot smaller. So let me, it has a pour like mouth there, a spout. So let's see how that works. The answer is really well. So that's all that excess liquid. I mean, if I look through my recipe books, maybe down the road there'll be something I can use tofu squeezings for, but I'm just going to discard this today. And then I'm going to get a cutting board and a knife. Whoa. And that spring tension sure comes right up. And I guess you would then screw that back that way. We'll talk about cleaning afterwards. And I can lift out, using this neat little thing, my tofu block, which is now half the height that it was. We'll get that out of the way. And let's see. Nice. And it makes these nice, very firm, and there's a whole lot less moisture in it, firm pieces. So I'm going to go this direction because I want to do this as a caprese salad. So I'm looking for the right size. And about a quarter inch thick. And it just cuts so easy. So yeah, no, this is so far this thing's pretty good. So let's cut on over to assembling the salad. So assembly is just a matter of layering. So you put down some of the tofu, and then you lay down a tomato, and then a basil leaf. Then another piece of tofu, and we're trying to kind of stagger it, as you can see. So it's going to work its way across the plate as if I knocked over a set of dominoes. And the best thing to do is probably going to be not changing your order. Although you could, do it, if it's your food, you can do anything you want with it. But this is really impressive how this press, I mean, this is very easy to work with now, where your typical tofu is a little crumbly. All right, I'm going to finish putting this together, and then we'll dress it. All right, as you can see, I have this all laid out, and I did opposite directions, so that way it's just a little bit more visually interesting as you put this out as an appetizer. And then I like using a balsamic glaze for this, because like a regular salad dressing, it tends to like drown the salad, but this is concentrated and kind of thick, and quite frankly delicious. This one's a fig glaze, but they come in all different kind of flavors. Use which one you'd like. And I'm going to just be kind of pretty with this. And I'm doing one direction and just making sure I get some good coverage. And just like that, we have a delightful dish. So, to talk about this device, it did the job. It's a unitasker. It looks like it's easy to clean, and as a matter of fact, it said this is machine washable, but they do recommend hand washing. Kind of makes sense. Dishwashers are kind of aggressive, so I would rather hand wash this. Plus, there's all kinds of crevices and things you get stuck in. I'd rather do this by hand, but all these pieces work together pretty well. Now, once I squeeze that tofu, I could have just left this in and filled it up with a marinade and marinated that tofu for recipes. This looks like this is going to be useful for a lot of things. And it has it has a measure on it to show you how big your tofu was and then how much you crush it down before. I got my tofu down to 3 inches, to 3 centimeters, which was, that was a pretty good press because it was twice that height to begin with. So I would say if you're looking for a tofu press, this Noya is not a bad one to get. Go check it out. I'm sure it's from Amazon. And you should definitely plan on this if you're going to be eating tofu. Now, obviously, I can't think of anything else I would use this for. So the caveat to this is if you don't eat a lot of tofu, you probably don't need this. But if you're going to be doing a bunch of tofu recipes, which, well, I just got challenged to do, this one seems pretty good for me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've seen this or if you're using one yourself. This definitely beats the brick method to me, but let me know. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe, and check me out on all my socials. You'll see them in the description as well. And thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next recipe, and challenge recipes are coming up soon.